They're indicated to open $65 to $70 each. That not quite double, but it's another big pop for another hot retail IPO, it feels like.
Yes, we've had a number of strong IPOs recently, obviously Circle in June and then Figma a few weeks ago, so this is really directionally a very similar story, and we've seen very strong demand, and we reported earlier today that there was north of 20 times oversubscription levels for this IPO, and that a lot of institutional investors got no shares in this offering, and from all accounts there's been a lot of action amongst the retail brokers who got a little bit of the stock as well. So yes.
Yeah, NT, I don't know too much about Bullish, but I was interested to read that, like, across co-founders and board members, they're taking a big chunk of the shares, or have a big chunk.
Yeah, so from what we heard, that when the shares are allocated here, that people who had a relationship with management did receive some of the shares, and that's not completely unusual, but often with these hot IPOs, you get management having a big say in the allocations because they want to place the shares with, I guess, people who they think will be long-term supporters of the shares, or long-term supporters of the company, or they may have other reasons for giving them the stock. But certainly in this case, that seems to be something that sort of is, it's quite, a big a major aspect of the way in which the shares were allocated here.
Brendan Bloomer, Block One CEO, co-founder, he's going to be the biggest holder, about 30%. ARK gets a cut, so does BlackRock. What's interesting, though, is to think about how Tom Farley became the CEO. Originally, it was because he was leading a SPAC, a special acquisition company, that was going to buy and merge back in the day for $9 billion. This is a strong IPO, but it's not $9 billion valuation. It's interesting, we saw Circle have to do the same. Their SPAC unwound back a few years ago. Then they come back to the market and IPO strongly. eToro, another.
Yes.
They are managing to come, but not perhaps at the heady valuations of the past for a Bullish.
Yeah, although I think in the case of Circle, it quickly reclaimed that SPAC valuation and went much, much higher. So, it is really interesting that a lot of these SPAC mergers back in that 2021 era that fell over for reasons that were partly to do with uncertainty around the ones that were crypto related, and there was uncertainty around crypto regulation and aspects like that, but also there was just a big sort of sell-off in a lot of growth names as well in that period. So, it just tells you that we're sort of somewhat back to that sort of 2021 period, not quite as extreme as that, but we're certainly in a situation, in an environment where we're looking at sort of lower rates and the market at record highs. We're sort of starting to get a lot of hot money in the IPO market, but also a lot more IPOs are probably going to come in the later stages of 2025 as well.